this accident happened in 2012, and at that time I was working in a regulatory capacity, and I recall that just 1 or 2 days after the accident, there was this very initial news that came, and at that time I was not even aware of this safety 2 and new view and all these concepts. But one thing, the very initial news was that this was not something new that had happened. The ship going close to the island. This is something that has happened before, and it happens. And that is the bit that caught my attention. But then, few days into the accident, and that news was lost. It was nowhere to be seen. So what triggered my curiosity was to go back and try and understand what really happened in this situation. It was only in 2017 when I and the head of Danish Maritime Acts Investigation Board, the two of us were sitting in London, and we were having an informal conversation about this accident. And we felt that it would be a really nice thing to hear the captain's view about the accident. And at that time, I sent a random email out to a friend of mine who works for a non-profit organization in Norway, to see if we could get. We knew that he was very close to the captain, as he was under the house arrest. The captain was under the house arrest, so he linked us with the captain. I had several Skype calls, several informal meetings with Captain Francisco Schettino to see if we could set up a meeting with him, and then finally he agreed. He agreed to meet us, and we spent about 4 days with him in his hometown in Meta in Sorrento in Italy, to understand his views about the accident. So that was really the starting point for us. So it was purely driven by curiosity. We had no big picture, no business strategy, nothing at all. We just wanted to understand a very different view about the accident, the view that has not been understood in the public domain. So let's talk about the design and the delivery, or the content of the workshop. I would say both are equally important. But for anyone who really wants to engage with the emerging safety science, the new concepts, and trying to come to grips with new view, human and organizational performance, safety 2, and all the jargon that comes with it, we actually try and avoid all of that in the workshop as much as we can. Is to really make sense of a very coherent story, a very rich narrative, which helps us explain. As you go through this masterclass, you don't realize that you have developed such a sound understanding of all these issues, which is very difficult. So it's a storytelling technique that we use, and the way we have designed it is that there are 3 different perspectives. There is the accident investigation report and what we know in the public domain, and then there is what the captain has to say about it. That's his perspective, and then adding to that, it's my own perspective about things. And I always say that you don't have to believe any of these. It's for you to choose what you feel, what makes sense to you. So it's a very reflective kind of a sessions that we do. A lot of pause, a lot of slow down in between to create some space for reflections and discussion. And to me, that is the real learning. So that's the way we have designed the workshop. In terms of the learning, is the content. We have consciously made a decision to split it into two key areas. So we asked the question about before the accident and after the accident. What happened? How come a team of competent people landed in that situation? Just on the rocks. And what was really going on in that situation? And we related to broader literature. We related to broader situations. So not just to go into specificity of one accident, but try and encourage people to say or to think how it relates to you if you come from the aviation world, from mining, from nucleus world. And there's people from across safety critical industries who have come and attended this workshop, and they can intuitively very quickly relate to a lot of these issues. And then we move into the second aspect, which is what happened after ship hit the rocks. And there we focus on, how much of these emergency procedures, contingency strategies really are helping us in an emergency situation. So there we focus on that side of things. So that's the whole framework.